You probably have wondered, what's it like to get into theater for free? Never having to make a reservation, just having folks give you refreshments and the front row seat. Is that the way life is for you, Kerry Lingle, as the Arizona Republic theater critic?
Absolutely not. We have a very strict gift rule, so no one can give me refreshments. Even if they force them upon me, I have to find an opportunity to reciprocate the free coffee in the future.
Well, I want you to know that's one of the reasons why we've offered you so far absolutely nothing. It's been bupkis so far as you visit us on KTAR.com. All right, listen, every time I ever talk to a critic of any kind, I always have to find out the responsibility that you have to either draw audiences into an event or keep them away. Art versus box office. Here's a terrific commercial smash hit. But over here, critics so often say, yeah, but you should be doing more Ionesco rather than Spielberg things in the movies and Rodgers and Hammerstein on stage. What do you say?
Well, there's definitely a commercial component to what I do, a consumer component where I'm giving recommendations on how people should spend their money, because theater is not cheap to go see. I try to approach every review experience on its own terms, though. You know, you do not go see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert and expect Ionesco, because if you do, you will be sorely disappointed.
And you did a good review for that very successful Broadway show at Gamage about drag queens in Australia.
Yeah, well, it's a terrific show. And, you know, as a critic, like most critics, I'm not a big fan of jukebox musicals in general. But, you know, you have to be open-minded. And this show, like Mamma Mia, is something that I had low expectations of going in and was thrilled and happy afterwards, because they were so smartly put together that the songs didn't just seem like they were thrown in there. They actually had meaning within the context of the story that they were presenting. And, you know, that's what you have to do, is you look at what they're trying to do and see how well they do that, but you don't expect them to do something other than what is their goal.
What major Broadway show that everybody recognizes do you hate?
Les Miserables.
And the movie, too?
Oh, yes, and I hate the movie as a movie as well. I'm exaggerating just a little bit. You know, the first time I saw Les Mis was at Gamage, and I wrote a scathing review in which I copied the format of Stephen Colbert's The Word segment,
Yes.
in which I praised it and then in parentheses sort of indicated what my real opinion was. After seeing Les Mis a few times, you know, you get used to what you don't like about it, and you can concentrate on the things you do like about it. Yes, that's the one. The first time I saw it, I sat in the audience with my future wife, and we felt like aliens because we were surrounded by 3,000 people who are absolutely in love with the material, and we kept looking at each other going, where are we? Who are these people?
How many plays a week do you see during the season?
During the season, per week, I'd say an average of 3. I've had periods where I've seen, you know, 7 shows in 8 days easily. But I cover a lot at the Republic these days, so I'm trying to limit myself to 3 shows per weekend, and then you get, you know, the odd Tuesday opening at Gamage.
You ever walk out of one?
I have walked out at intermission of a few shows. I would never, ever, ever review a show that I did not see.
Yeah, but you can tell me now.
But, well...
Just look back, think, intermission, I can't stand this for one more minute.
If I've decided that I'm not going to review the show, then I can slip out if I don't think I will be seen by anyone who knows me. And I've done that 3 times in my career.
Okay, I'm not even asking you for all 3. Name one.
Footloose.
Oh,
the musical.
Wasn't that done at Phoenix Theater?
I will not say who was doing it. You could do the research and find out, I'm sure.
It's your job.
But it's a very lackluster show in
Are you a
general.
crier? Are you a guy, when something deeply moves you, do you cry?
I've been known to tear up a little bit, but it will never drip down the face.
What about the actor who cries because you gave them a bad review?
Well, they usually don't cry in front of me, so I don't know how they respond.
They'll come to your house, because we're giving your address to almost everybody right now. that's watching. No, but I mean, do you ever consider the feelings of people who are on stage, or the director, or the writer?
I always consider those feelings. That is always in my mind, because first of all, I know most of these people. I'm not just a critic, I'm a reporter, and I have, interviewed many of the actors and directors and artists in this town multiple times. When I'm covering things through the years, they get to understand that my opinion is just my opinion. And if there's a theater that I don't like anything they do, I don't keep reviewing them, because I don't see any point in just continually flogging away.
And finally, I've never asked Dan Bickley how fast he can run a 40. Have you ever been on stage yourself, or are you just a writer about people who are on stage?
I do not have a great deal of theatrical experience, but I did take some classes in middle school and was involved in an absolutely disastrous production of A Christmas Carol, the musical.
We got to have you back. What role did you play?
I played Bob Cratchit and the ghost of Jacob Marley, and that, of course, was the real problem.
Oh, and it was a low-budget production, so they had to double up on these
middle
things.
School, yes.
Kerry Lengel, at least now you see the critic behind the headline in the column that you'll see coming up in the Arizona Republic. But you met him here on What's It Like on KTAR.com.